When you want to search up info about something, you turn to Google, or if you're a psycho, Bing. And in today's day and age where we have the World Wide Web accessible in our pockets, it's easier than ever to learn something new. And this resource is especially important for car enthusiasts, who typically search up things related to working on their car or searching up how to fix something they broke when the YouTube tutorial made it look too easy. But today I want to uncover what people search up about the most for one particular car, the Subaru WRX. And in doing so, I hope to accomplish two things. Firstly, to try my best to answer the question, and secondly, to reveal what people are worried about the most when it comes to the WRX. Anyways, before we get into it, I'm Sep, a car enthusiast making videos for other enthusiasts like yourselves. So please feel free to subscribe to get your weekly dose of YouTube car content. Alright, so let's jump right in. The top search question is, the Subaru WRX reliable? Oh, this is spicy right off the bat. Okay, so yes and no. I've seen WRXs heavily modified last quite a long time, but then I also see a WRX with a mild tune exploding. The longevity for any engine does depend on a lot of things, but for the Subaru WRX, a few factors jump out at me. All combustion engines produce heat as a byproduct, and whatever heat generated that isn't contributing directly to powering the car is unwanted heat, or energy loss, so cooling an engine is pretty important. Cooling can be as basic as upgrading your radiator. A good radiator can keep those engine temps low even on the hottest days. Cooling doesn't have to stop there. You can upgrade your intercooler to reduce the charged air temperature before it enters the engine, improving the engine's efficiency. If you're a full-on track enthusiast, then getting an oil cooler would be something to consider as well. And if you have an EJ engine, then a cylinder 4 cooling mod is an easy mod to balance out the cylinder temps. Overall, a cooler engine is a happy and reliable one. I'm not going to get into what oil to use because I don't want to piss off the Rotella diehards, but just use whatever oil that is deemed acceptable by someone you trust, like a specialty mechanic focused on Subarus. On the topic of oil, I highly recommend checking your oil often. It's a very easy thing to do, and it seems like some WRX owners dread checking their oil as much as they dread checking their bank account. I kid, but it's a good indication of how your engine is doing. Checking your oil can save your engine and save you money if you find issues before things get worse. Another oily related thing you can do is upgrading your oil pickup. The stock EJ STI motor pickups were notorious to be faulty, starving some poor engines to failure. And for WRX owners with the FA24 engine, it might not be a bad idea to check for that RTV issue that many people have had. A couple more oil system modifications you can do for your WRX is an air oil separator, or an oil catch can. In layman terms, they both remove oil from the air passing through the engine, preventing the oil or blow-by material into the intake tract, which then results in better engine performance and fuel economy. If you aren't a fan of modifying your oil system, then at least keep on top of your PCV valve replacement. It's a small, inexpensive part that does quite a lot for your engine. It removes unwanted gases from the crankcase, which can result in a poorly running engine if the valve becomes faulty. The next thing that could keep any car reliable is keeping up maintenance. So follow all the recommended maintenance intervals from the factory, and for WRXs it doesn't hurt to do your oil change a little early to ensure you always got good running oil in your engine. The last thing that I know greatly impacts the reliability of a WRX is how it's driven. Even if you do all the preventive maintenance items, but you beat on your car constantly, something will go wrong. Subarus always get trashed for being unreliable because someone posts a video of their Subi with rod knock, but I'm sure the owner didn't just start the car and it just blew up. There's always another side to the story, and more often than not, the car was pushed beyond what would be even considered spirited driving. And years of ownership with these driving habits will accelerate the wear and tear of the engine, eventually leading it into failure. Okay, enough of talking about reliability with Subarus. It's a loaded question with a loaded answer. Moving on to the next question. Is the Subaru WRX automatic? The people who asked this question are probably fans of the WRX but never learned how to drive manual or had to share the car with a significant other and couldn't justify buying a manual. And luckily, there are automatic WRXs available. The GD chassis WRXs had an auto option. The WRXs that were produced between 2008 to 2014 did not have an auto option, unfortunately, but the A-Line STI, only available in Japan, did come in a 5-speed automatic. Check out my video if you haven't seen it yet. Anyways, the VA and VB WRX have auto CVT options, which apparently isn't too bad in the VB WRX. The next question is, the Subaru WRX STI reliable? So 2 of the 3 top questions are related to reliability. It shows how concerned people are about the WRX's reliability, but as I mentioned earlier, reliability is based on a multitude of factors which can be applied to any type of car, not just the WRX. The 4th question is, the Subaru WRX discontinued? Well, they killed off the STI and brought in the Crosstrek RX with the plastic cladding. It might as well have died too. I'm kidding, please don't get mad at me, VB owners. I do love the new WRX in many ways other than the looks. Is the Subaru WRX a good first car? In one of my earliest videos titled Tell Me Your Car Story, I talked about how back in 2015 when I was still in high school, my first car was a JDM 1998 GC8 STI. And that video elaborates on how I got it and why I don't have it anymore. This question kind of hits home for me in a way because a WRX as my first car was an amazing experience. I made some of my best friends from the local car community, and driving the car was a stress release. My first car has influenced my life greatly, and 8 years later, I'm now here making videos on Subarus because of how much I loved owning them. But for a first car, maybe back in 2015, it was somewhat tolerable. But now financially, with the costs of everything just increasing day by day, you need some deep pockets to be able to afford gas, maintenance, insurance, and much more. If you have the ability to work on your car yourself and can fix up things if they break, then it would be way easier. But if not, it could financially set you back. And presuming you're in high school or somewhere around there, this is something you should not be dealing with when you don't have a stable job yet. So my answer is, depends on your financial situation and capabilities / resources with working on a car yourself. So the next question is, the Subaru WRX all-wheel drive? Oh, you bet it is. And this next question, which is absolutely abysmal, is the Subaru WRX front-wheel drive? Is the Subaru WRX good in the snow? Yes, of course. The full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive eats up snow like it's nothing. And the last and final question is, the Subaru WRX a sports car? I would say so. It's sporty and quick for an entry-level performance vehicle. The WRX is great in the way that it has enough straight-line speed to keep you on your toes, but isn't overboard in terms of handling and driving dynamics that it couldn't be daily drivable. It's one of the best all-around sports cars you can own, and considering the competitive price and availability of new and old WRXs, it's a car all enthusiasts should consider as a daily. What burning question did you guys have about the WRX before you knew much about it? Were they any of them I went through? If not, let me know down in the comments. Anyways friends, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.